Well, the Raiders. I guess trading for Geno maybe might have made y'all worse.
It's football time.
Alrighty, what's going on? Welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast. Sports, everything on this channel. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, we're talking about the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders, of course, have had a lot of losses, and of course, and Geno Smith has had a lot of turnovers. But the only wins that they've had were only two against the Patriots in week one, and then against the Titans just a few weeks ago.
I don't know how you've done it, but I know you've done it.
But now they're preparing to take on the Cowboys before they enter into their last little grueling stretch of the season. But the question is, did the Raiders trade for Geno Smith make the Raiders worse? I'm gonna talk about that in just a second. Before we do, if you guys do enjoy this video, do me a favor, smash the button down below, subscribe if you haven't already. For now, let's talk about the Raiders. Raiders. I do think this made them worse because not only is Geno Smith turning over the ball on a consistent basis, but their offense is not even that good. You have Brock Bowers out there and Genti, who you used the top 10 pick on. But here's the thing. Bowers was out, of course, most of the year, so he is, of course, now just returning. But here's the main thing. You thought with Geno Smith that based on the last few years he had with Seattle, that this was actually a right move. You probably are wrong if you think that. Because let me go over some stats on the offense. They're the second worst scoring offense in the NFL. They are 27th in passing yards per game. They're 29th in rushing yards per game. They're 26th in passing TDs, 30th in rushing TDs, 25th in total sacks allowed, and the second worst in interceptions thrown. The defense actually is top 13 in the NFL right now. They're the 20th best passing points allowed defense in the NFL. They're 16th in passing yards allowed. They're 8th in passing touchdowns allowed. They're 28th in rushing TDs allowed and 14th in rushing yards allowed. They're 25th in total sacks. They're 15th in interceptions caught. But the thing is, this team is just not good. Geno, of course, is turning over the ball on a very consistent basis. Only that, Genti isn't getting the ball that much. And you all know I talked about the Raiders' decision to run the ball at pass the ball against the Jaguars in overtime. I touched on that. If you want to check that out, I'll leave the link in the description. But the Raiders, they have been below average the entire season. And now they're only 2 losses away from possibly being eliminated from the playoffs. I don't even think they're going to get there. And because Geno is a turnover machine. The offensive line was so bad in Las Vegas. And Seattle offensive line is actually doing really good. And the thing is that Geno Smith, you all know I've talked about him. He was with Seattle. He would spend too much time in the pocket and too much time scrambling around trying to play hero ball. When you try and do that, you're not going to win football games. You're not going to win games if you try and do that. Now, I think that this team could get a high pick and maybe draft someone else as their quarterback. Maybe. But none of the quarterbacks we are seeing from this draft class are actually legit. Arch Manning has his up and down games. Fernando Mendoza is a solid quarterback. We don't know if he's actually really good against the top opponents. Not only that, but other guys like John. Oh, what was that guy's name from college? The kid from Oklahoma. I don't remember his name at the moment. But the quarterback class this year is not legit. So if you wanted to go out there and get another quarterback from last draft, why didn't you draft Shador? Because now Shador It's possibly going to get a start for the Cleveland Browns sooner rather than later, based on the way that Dylan Gable's been playing. But the Raiders absolutely made the wrong choice on trading for Geno Smith, and Seattle for sure has won that trade. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think the trade for Geno Smith made the Raiders worse? Let me know in the comments what you guys think down below. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, do me a big favor, smash the button down below, subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I'll see you on the next one. Ciao for now.